friends, Laura A. Grace here and bringing you another video. I am so excited for today, super pumped, sharing 3 reasons why I think you should read said novel. You're probably like, well, it's probably Coral right here. Boom, you would totally be right. Sara Ella's Coral was amazing. The cover is super duper pretty. I love the silhouette of both the mermaid and the human. It's just so cool. And then having the title pop out and then actually realizing what the title means makes it even that much cooler. I'm gonna jump right in to the 3 reasons why I think you should read Sara Ella's book, because like I said, it was very, very well done. It's probably one of the hardest novels though that I think I have ever read, but it was one that I needed to read. I actually said that twice in my review because there were not words I could use to explain how impactful this story was. For my first reason that I think you should read it is that literally Sara Ella takes the blinders off concerning mental illness and exposes it in a kind and loving way. I feel like mental illness, talking about, still very taboo in our society, and it's one of those hidden topics or things we just don't talk about. We know it's there, but we don't actually acknowledge it. In Coral, you have to acknowledge it. You don't have a choice. Like, either you're going to acknowledge it and continue reading, or you're not going to acknowledge it and you're going to stop reading. There's no in-between or gray. It's literally almost like black and white kind of thing. Because it, like I said, does take those blinders off, it can be really hard to read and seeing these characters struggle because it's so real. The characters, yes, they're just characters, but reading, I'm like, these feel like they could be very real people today, not just Coral or Brooke or Merrick. It was very hard, but it was very good, and that's why I felt like it was something I needed to read. My second reason is, despite, like I said, how hard it was, this story really is a story of healing. You don't just stay in that place when you're reading, these things are happening to Brooke and Coral and Merrick, and they are dealing with some really hard things. Sometimes they're dealing with overwhelming anxiety or depression, or the effects of somebody who is having that affect them, that person, if that makes sense. But yet they heal, they grow, these things happen to them, and sometimes they don't want help, or they have a loved one that gets help for them. Like, I didn't even think there could be a happy ending for these characters because of certain things that happened that just emotionally wrecked me as a reader. Yet there was this happy ending, and it was real. These characters still struggled. They still had pain, but they were healing. That was so amazing. So cool, because I guess you would say in many ways a testimony to me that even if we're dealing with anxiety or struggling with some other kind of mental illness, that we can heal. We can heal from people, their actions that affected us from their mental illness. And I really feel like Coral showed that. It showed, I don't want to say the ugly, but it showed that darker side of mental illness that sometimes we don't acknowledge, and then it showed the flip side of it, that hey, there is healing and there is hope. Don't give up. You are not nothing. My third reason is a huge theme of this book, as well as breathe. Even though I don't struggle with mental illness, I found that message so powerful and invoking, and just really something I think every person needs, because even if we're not struggling with a mental illness, there are so many of us that have been either bullied or made fun of, have maybe issues with our self-confidence, whatever it may be. It was so wonderful just to be reminded, don't let those lies of, your internal self or someone else in your head tell you any differently. No, because you are something, you are somebody, and you are important to someone, despite whatever internal turmoil may be going on or external turmoil. That was a beautiful message, and the reminder to breathe was equally powerful, that you can move forward, you can heal. It's hard, it's rough when, no matter where you may be at, but breathe. Remember, you are not nothing, and neither am I. Those are my 3 reasons why I think you should read Coral. It's a hard book, but it is such an awesome book. I am so excited that this book is available for not just young adults to read, but adults to read. It's a story that we need to remind us, like I said, that we are not nothing, that you're not alone, that there's people who understand your struggle, and there's people wanting to help, people that could be family or friends or even strangers that we don't know yet. Yes, this book is needed, and it was so well done. The aha moment was fantastic, and Sara Sara Ella just wove this story so good, so wonderfully. It was fantastic. I loved her Unblemished trilogy, but this, I don't know, as hard as it was, I might love this one more. It's hard to say, but hands down, it is a must-read book. It is a book that I totally recommend to any young person that might be struggling with, say, a mental illness or feeling alone or feeling trapped, or for someone who's needing to see that there is healing and that there is hope for their life or for another person that they love or care for. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've read Coral or if you've read Sara Ella's Unblemished trilogy. Both are totally must-reads. Thanks for watching. Bye!